Old movie stars you'd have liked to fuck when they were young.
Alive or dead?
Alive. Alive.
Alive or dead?
I don't know. Charlie Sheen?
They'd come to dinner.
Dinner. Dinner.
They'd come to dinner.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
And then he brought you.
So obviously not a model.
In a good way.
Obviously. Obviously.
So obviously not a model.
In a good way.
Paul, all right, you had a good time.
You were on a date with a modelizer.
Date. Date.
You were on a date with a modelizer. Modelizers are a particular breed. They're a step beyond womanizers who will sleep with just about anything in a skirt.
Skirt. Skirt.
Who will sleep with just about anything in a skirt. Who in most cities are safely confined to billboards and magazines, but in Manhattan actually run wild on the streets.
Wild. Wild.
But in Manhattan actually run wild on the streets. Turning the city into a virtual model country safari where men can pet the creatures in their natural habitat.
Pet. Pet.
Where men can pet the creatures in their natural habitat.
Living. I mean, I'm like a model who's taken the high road.
The advantage is given to models and to beautiful women in general.
Advantage. Advantage.
The advantage is given to models and to beautiful women in general.
In some cultures, heavy women with mustaches are considered beautiful.
And you're looking at me while you're saying that?
We should just admit that we live in a culture.
Admit. Admit.
We should just admit that we live in a culture. I can't even open a magazine without thinking thighs, thighs, thighs.
Well, I'll take your thighs and raise you a chin.
I'll take your chin and raise you a...
Chin. Chin.
I'll take your chin and raise you a...
You should. You paid enough for it.
Hey, I resent that. I do not believe in plastic surgery. Well, not yet.
Surgery. Surgery.
That I do not believe in plastic surgery. Well, not yet.
Is this really intimidating to any of you?
I hate my thighs. Pass the chicken.
Thigh. Thigh.
I hate my thighs. Pass the chicken.
Christmas in some bars.
Motorcycle. Juicer.
It's not like models don't have brains.
Brain. Brain.
It's not like models don't have brains.
The trick is, you gotta treat them like the regular girls. You gotta be able to roll into a place, walk up to the hottest thing there.
Roll. Roll.
You gotta be able to roll into a place, walk up to the hottest thing there. You gotta be able to roll into a place, walk up to the hottest thing there. Otherwise, you're finished. It's kinda like being around dogs.
Otherwise. Otherwise.
Otherwise, you're finished. It's kind of like being around dogs.
That at least one eligible bachelor got his kicks off the runway.
So I totally dig your friend Miranda.
You're kidding, that's great.
Dig. Dig.
So I totally dig your friend Miranda.
You're kidding, that's great.
I don't know. Find out for me. I want to see if I still have a chance.
Right now, in front of you?
Go ahead. I can handle it.
handle, handle,
Right now, in front of you?
Go ahead, I can handle it.
You see him?
Right over there.
Where?
Oh my god, look at him. It's like he travels with his own personal lighting director.
travel, travel,
It's like he travels with his own personal lighting director. It's like he travels with his own personal lighting director.
Derek, a.k.a. The Bone.
bone, bone,
Derek, a.k.a. The Bone.
How can anyone that gorgeous be straight?
Sweetie, over here!
Samantha Jones never missed a major fashion show.
fashion, fashion,
Samantha Jones never missed a major fashion show. She was one of the only people I knew who thought that proximity to beauty made her feel more attractive.
attractive, attractive,
Beauty made her feel more attractive. It was Mr. Big, Major Tycoon, Major Dreamboat, and majorly out of my league.
League. League.
Major Dreamboat, and majorly out of my league.
Where do you write these stories?
My cute stories?
Yeah, I mean, have you got an office or anything?
No. Well, about half the time I'm at my apartment, and the other half I'm...
apartment, apartment,
Well, about half the time I'm at my apartment, and the other half I'm...
Oh, I'm going home.
Can I come?
You want to come home with me?
Sure, if it's quiet.
quiet, quiet,
You want to come home with me?
Sure, if it's quiet.
You want to come home with me?
Sure, if it's quiet. Can't take these crowds.
crowd, crowd,
Can't take these crowds. So, I think it's so cool that you write.
Thanks.
I wish I could write. I've got all these intense thoughts, but I can't keep them in my head long enough.
intense, intense,
Got all these intense thoughts, but I can't keep them in my head long enough. Got all these intense thoughts, but I can't keep them in my head long enough to get them down on paper.
Well, that's the big trick.
trick, trick,
That's the big trick.
Like before I say something, I say it in my head first so it doesn't come out wrong.
Doesn't that seem like a waste of time?
waste, waste,
Doesn't that seem like a waste of time?
And sometimes I get so distracted.
What's distracting you now?
Your nose?
Thanks a lot.
No, it's just
Hate my nose.
It's just
nose, nose,
Thanks a lot.
no, it's just
Hate my nose.
it's just
Well, I think this might be it. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'd like to move back to Iowa and have kids and be a cop.
Cop. Cop.
I'd like to move back to Iowa and have kids and be a cop.
Meanwhile, somewhere below 14th Street, two ordinary Joes were doing their own lonely late-night thing.
Anything else?
ordinary, ordinary,
Two ordinary Joes were doing their own lonely late-night thing.
Anything else?
So, like, how come you haven't been returning any of my calls?
I'm sorry, it's been a really busy week.
I thought we had a connection.
Oh,
connection, connection,
I thought we had a connection.
oh. You think I'm luminous?
Totally.
Miranda couldn't resist the vision of herself.
resist, resist,
Miranda couldn't resist the vision of herself.
Your friend Carrie tell you about that?
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, I only tape models.
tape, tape,
Don't worry, I only tape models.
I won't mind.
Fine, I'll make an exception.
Exception. Exception.
Fine, I'll make an exception.
Samantha demanded nothing less than the same consideration.
consideration, consideration,
Samantha demanded nothing less than the same consideration.
It's amazing what you'll do to be with these models. I've got to retire soon.
retire, retire,
I've got to retire soon.
Is like having a rent-controlled apartment overlooking the park, completely unfair and usually bestowed upon those who deserve it least.
deserve, deserve,
Bestowed upon those who deserve it least. Completely unfair and usually bestowed upon those who deserve it least.
I'm not interrupting your work, am I?
interrupt, interrupt,
I'm not interrupting your work, am I?
I take that back. Beauty is fleeting.
fleet, fleet,
Beauty is fleeting.